Hello everyone and welcome to Java Forever course. Currently we are learning decision controls, and in today we will learn about multiple alternative decisions. Multiple alternative decision is one of the four type of decisions in Java. The first one was if statement, or we also call it as single alternative. Second was if and else, that was dual alternative. And today we will learn multiple alternative, which is the third type. Now in many conditions you realize that just true and false check may not be sufficient. For example, you want to, when a variable has multiple values, in that case you may have a scenario or where you have multiple flows possible. Take an example in this flow diagram that I have drawn. It looks a little complicated but very straightforward when I walk you through. So you can see here that I'm checking and say enter the day of the week, because we want to check based on the day of the week. We want to eat different breakfast. Suppose on Monday I want to eat pancake. So if it is Monday, I want to eat pancake. So we take input from user and say what is the day today, and whatever user entered, we check is this Monday today. And again, this is a Boolean expression. The day equal to Monday. And answer is yes. Then we simply say, okay, I'm going to eat pancake and I'm done. I don't have to go this side at all. I don't have to. I'll skip. But if the answer is no, then I will come here. I'll come here and check if it is Tuesday. And answer is yes. Then I go this way and I say I want to eat egg and bread, and I'm done. I don't have to go this way again. This is not required. Wherever condition is true, I will exit. That's the key. So if you notice, if it is not even Tuesday, then we will check if it is Wednesday. If it is not Wednesday, then we check Thursday. If it is not Thursday, then we check it's a Friday. And is this Saturday? Now, then we say user must have entered a wrong date, because the day has to be between Monday to Saturday. If you assume that user must have entered between Monday to Sunday, then the last value I don't have to create it, because if it is not Monday, not Tuesday, not Wednesday, not Thursday, not Friday, not Saturday, naturally it is Sunday, and that is what I'm going to handle in this scenario. If it is Saturday, then I want to again eat maybe pancake one more time. Or I want to eat, if it is Thursday, I want to eat yogurt and banana. It depends. So as you can see, the flow is very straightforward. But the key is we took a variable like day, and that day can have multiple values. It's not only about either Monday, true or false. It can be Monday. It can also be Tuesday. So when you have a variable and you have multiple values, then you want to use this, what we call it, multiple alternative. And now let's look into the code part of it. The code part is pretty straightforward, and you can see here that I'm using a scanner class. I'm showing a message saying enter the day of the week. Then I'm reading and pause and read user input. This is where user will say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Whatever user enters here, I'll store in a variable called day. And then I want to convert that day into lowercase. Why? Because user may have entered capital M or capital D, capital O, capital N. You do not control it. So user will enter whatever value. I'll convert that into lowercase, and then everywhere I'm going to compare it with lowercase. You see, everywhere I have written lowercase here. Second thing to notice here is I'm using the strings equal property, the equal function. I'm saying day dot equals, and I'm passing a value called Monday. This equals, if you remember, returns true or false. If day dot equals is Monday, and if this returns true, that means my whole condition is returning me true. And in that case, system will print only this line, which is pancake day. And what happens next? It will skip everything else and we'll get out of this whole block. Because inside this, the first parenthesis, first condition where it met, where it became true, system will go and print the pancake day here, and it will skip everything else. And that is what I had shown you in the flow diagram. Now, if it is not Monday, then what do? Then we go and check on Tuesday. But look at the code that we have written. We said you are already familiar with Monday, if and else. But in between, I have inserted several statements that's called else if, which is a combination of else, if and else. So you write like this. You say if some condition, one block, else if, then you write another condition like this, and you can repeat else if multiple times, and finally you say else and you define a block. That is the high level structure of a scenario where you have a variable and you want to check with one value, you want to check with second value, and finally in the last say, oh, it is not Monday to Saturday, it must be Sunday, which is your by default else value. So else doesn't have any condition, if has a condition, and you can have multiple else if, it depends on the values. In this case, I'm saying else space if and then condition Tuesday, then I have a block. Else if, Wednesday, then I have another block. And you will notice here that I did not use parentheses because I'm writing only one statement. But if it is more than one line, then I have to define like a block, and then you must use a curly braces. So the use of else if along with if and else is what you use. It gives you the power to implement a logic where you have a variable with multiple values. Think a scenario where you can, see this type of situations. Now, another scenario I can think of it is when you are converting, a dollar to rupees or pound, and you have different conversion rate. So you want to check if it is, your currency you are going to convert is rupees, then do this. Else it is pound, then do this. So 1 rupee, that currency may have multiple values, and you want to check accordingly. The syntax is relatively straightforward. The key thing to remember here is that so far whatever we have learned, you must have at least one if. Anything else is optional. Or you can have an else also. You cannot have else by itself. Else has to go in pair with if. Similarly, else if cannot go by itself. It has to be part of if and else, surrounded by if and else. So you always say if, then one or more else if, and then else. So this whole part is optional. It depends on your scenario, how you want to put it. But if you are using it, then that is the syntax. If, else if, else if, else if, multiple else if, and then finally else. Okay, that's all in this class. I hope you understand the use of else if. It is very, very similar to if, but you never use else if standalone. It's always paired up with if and else. Okay, hope you understand it. Go ahead and try some exciting quiz and questions and some problem statement for you to practice and master this skill. I'll see you guys again. As I always say, practice is the only way to learn coding. So practice, practice, and practice.
Thanks for watching. Do subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.